Hello, all you beautiful people out there today. I want to talk to you about authenticity. Authenticity is one of the biggest things that you can have for self love and self care. Honesty and authenticity. And honesty and authenticity doesn't have to be done for everyone else, it actually has to be done for yourself and on internal aspect first. So, it's something I want to talk about because I feel like there's lots of people doing things that they don't want to do for other people and wearing things they don't want to wear for other people when really the only thing that matters is doing something for yourself. Being authentic in yourself allows you to become your own human, and that's important. It's just super important to have these conversations because who wants to live for someone else? A life lived for someone else, following other people for acceptance and to fit in, it really robs the human of their own individual journey. So I feel like these conversations on an authentic, honest level, that's why I do this kind of thing, is to help you grow, to break free from this idea of fear. Because fear is the thing that restricts us from being honest and being authentic. And that breaks my heart because I care about human beings. I truly do. As an individual who experienced 23 years of addiction, homelessness, prison, I've faced all sort of judgments and all sorts of dishonesty and authenticity in myself. I followed that path for 23 years and it led me down a certain road. Now, that's just my journey. Your journey is yours. But if I'm to give an example of this, when I was in prison and I decided to do something different, prison is definitely a place where you better follow what everyone else is doing or you're going to stand out. And if you stand out in prison, let me tell you, life's going to be very difficult. But I made a choice when I was alone with myself in prison to become honest and become authentic. And I did that in that moment, and that meant that is who I was going to become. So I actually had to practice that in there for a little bit of time. And, I found immediately that, of course, yes, I stood out because I wasn't going with what everyone else was saying, but I wasn't disrespecting anyone else as well because I was being true to myself. And they could see that. They at first didn't like that, but people could start to see it. And you know what happened? They gravitated towards it, the people on my range, after I stayed true to myself. I had a few guys make my life a little difficult, but staying true to myself, staying honest to myself, and being authentic in my own self, in my situation. But on my last day, the two guys that were running the range came up to me and said, man, you're a real mother. That was huge. That was really huge. I had gained respect and trust within a place where it's very, very difficult to obtain it. But that just was setting me up to continue walking my own path in the world, And yes, my journey is my journey, and some people can view it and say it's quite difficult, but, all of our journeys are difficult because they're our journeys. That's what we're here. We're struggling. But I'll tell you, the moment that I became honest and authentic, my whole world changed. Was life still a struggle? Absolutely. But it was honest and it was authentic and it held some validity, and it had value in that moment because I didn't care what anyone else thought. I didn't care what was going to happen to me, if someone was going to beat me up because I was trying to be myself. And certainly I was respectful and kind. I mean, that's what honesty and authenticity is. I should also say that I embodied a state of love. Because I was going to be honest with myself and because I was going to be authentic with myself, I removed fear and I replaced it with love. I know that that sounds difficult to do, but life is a practice. And if anything you practice, you get good at. So I just want you to understand that, practicing these kind of things in our life can set us free. And it's so beautiful when when we can step out in the world and not care what anyone thinks about us, not care about what we wear in the morning, because what really matters is everything on the inside. The honesty and authenticity that we portray is an example of the love that we hold. And that is such a beautiful thing. It's infectious. You no longer need to worry about acceptance. You no longer need to worry at all. There's no more fear, anxiety, and stress at all because you have accepted yourself and you love yourself. And that self-care and that self-love comes through practice. I mean, I can appreciate some bath bombs and getting your hair done, whatever, but real self-care, real self-love happens on the inside. Everything that matters is on the inside. So a practice of honesty and authenticity just happens in your everyday life, and it takes steps to get to the destination. So don't beat yourself up if it doesn't happen overnight. I still practice to this day heavily being honest and authentic, but it is who I've become. It comes very, very naturally now. I don't lie, I don't cheat, I don't steal, and I would never hurt anyone because love only knows community, connection, kindness, empathy, sympathy, compassion. These are wonderful, beautiful things, and I want to share that with you because people look at my story and say it's quite difficult, but I say it's quite beautiful. It's really beautiful. 23 years of a very difficult road has led me to a very wonderful place in my life, and I did that because I became honest, authentic, and I replaced fear with love. So just want to share that with you. Much love to all you.